Where the fuck are the black people in esports?
It's really some bullshit. No, I mean, I feel like the main reason, I feel like it's education too. I don't know. I feel like my mom's like, you ain't playing them damn games.
Yeah.
Like growing up.
Yeah.
Like, especially, my mom wasn't playing. Especially in a black household. I don't know if it was like that for you, but.
Nah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's like you're wasting they think that you're wasting your time. For me, it was like, I was going to football practice and I come home, I close that damn door. I had all sisters, mom, I was the only boy, I closed that damn door. And I'm playing, Madden, I'm playing Call of Duty the rest of the night. And I think for me, my family thought it was just like unhealthy, like not so much even from like a physical standpoint, but like just mentally, they're like, there's no way there's no reason he should be playing the game that much or that long. Like there's no value in it.
Yeah, my mom thought the same thing, bro. She's like, me and Kevin would sneak. Remember, we used to play RuneScape late. She would sneak in there, rip the power cord out, get off that damn game. I remember one time she came into my dad and her separated. Walked in there, grabbed the PlayStation 2, spiked that bitch on the ground like Gronkowski. And she was like, it's a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, this shit gonna be something one day.
Yeah, nah, 100%.
I felt way too much passion and energy when I was playing for it not to be.
I mean, I think that there's like a cultural difference, obviously, kind of with, at least for me, and like it sounds like you live some of the same shit.
It's changing though.
It is changing, but that's the culture part. I think the other part is a lot of our communities don't have the resources
exactly
to even afford the setup you need to be a successful esport player.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, the PC itself, you need at least two to three racks for the most basic gaming PC, the monitors, the setup, the internet,
the knowledge, how to set it all up,
all that shit. Yeah. I mean, if you don't know about it, and then you don't have the resources to even have it, you're obviously not going to be interjected into that community.
Yeah, I feel like I got the PlayStation 1 like 2 years after it came out from the pawn shop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just didn't have the resources to even buy the consoles because they came out. They were expensive, bro. Like $300-$400. Man, my mom give me one pair of shoes. That's about it for Christmas.
Hell yeah. What do you like when you retired and shit? Like, did you even notice that like right away?
No,
like
I didn't even like. I didn't see it until like, honestly, till me and you talked at Raleigh. You're like, we the only people in this shit.
I think I said something.
And then I looked around. I'm like, damn, there ain't no black people. Nah, for real though. And I mix I've got to see it from both sides. But honestly, I don't really know any of my white Italian side. I don't really have a relationship with anybody on that side of the family. So I've always grown up around, my black side. But no, I didn't even. Because I never really looked through the world through that lens, you know what I mean? Like, but like these last couple of years, especially after the George Floyd thing, and now it's really opened my eyes to different spaces, whether it be jobs, you know what I mean? Like different, whatever it may be, there be a lack of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of lack of representation. It does make you like realize like I'll go in some different stores or like just. It does make you very aware of more aware of your surroundings when it comes to representation. It also, for me personally, it's taught me how important representation is for not just our communities, but all the communities that are paving their way in the world right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I grew up. You got to think that I grew up in pretty much like an all-white town, so it became normalized that I look different. So like I don't even look at it like that anymore. But now I see through the bigger picture. We talk about it's bigger than us all the time, and that's part of the reason why that's the mantra, because I'm not just representing, I'm not just a CEO. I'm putting on for the young kid in the hood right now. He might have an opportunity because he sees some of the things I'm doing in esports, and he won't be he'll be brave. He'll want to achieve that, not because of the color of his skin. No, he's just gonna go do it because he loves it, right?
Yeah. Do you what do you think is like the path to like to better representation, to like getting more of us like in the community? I mean, every once in a while, I think like in Vegas, we met some people. Every once in a while, you'll see them like, but it's like,
but it's the token like we see each other. You know,
No,
I feel
100%.
you. I feel you.
But
Like,
I
we're
feel
in the
like
same spot.
we got to make ourselves like more visible though. Like that's why I love Kai Kanat. I love the dude because like he's young. He's 20. He's younger than me. A year younger than me. Like he's 20 years old. Like took a chance on himself and his content and what he wants to do. And like he's leading. He's one of the leading streamers right now and YouTubers. And
he is himself too, even on stream. He doesn't change the way he talks. He has the same friends on there. He didn't switch it up just because he got big. He stayed true to himself. And I feel like that's always been a big thing for me. Like no matter what field or situation I'm in, like I'm gonna put on for my people. I'm gonna be the same person regardless.
oh yeah,
I mean, you can even see it with, we haven't announced with, Hoaxer yet, but him and Marcus, like we have a black GM and a black coach. You know what I mean? So like, I don't think does any esport even have anybody in the front office, I would say, like that?
I mean, I think there's
I guess you put on Eddie.
there's a couple. I mean, yeah, there's a few of us out there, but like that's what I'm saying. Like
It's limited, bro.
we gotta just be more visible. When the people that are in positions, I think that's why like it is our job for guys like me and you to do podcasts and like be ourselves and be visible and be vulnerable in the industry to help our other counterparts kind of do the same thing because that's the only way that's the only way that little black kid in the hood who is playing Madden right now but doesn't know he's good enough to be in the circuit and be making $100,000 a year.
And that's part of
we're gonna get there.
And that's part of the transparency thing that we haven't really rolled it out, but that was a big thing for me. Is there's so many parents that when I tell them like what our Halo players make, Rocket League, they're like, huh, what? Like just knowing, and I know especially in black culture, just knowing that like that opportunity like is out there, that's a whole different avenue to give a kid. He ain't got to go to the streets. He ain't got to go play no sports. He ain't got to be a doctor. He ain't got to be a lawyer. Go create content. Go be you. Shit, they stealing all the fucking dances in every video game title anyways. Go monetize that.
Facts.
Fortnite done preyed on it.
Yeah.
Gritty got snatched, made him $1 billion. You know what I mean? So like, instead of putting it out there for the free ski, on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter, I don't know, monetize it somewhere.
Monetize everything you can do. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's facts. I think for me growing up, I didn't even like lawyer, doctor, all that shit was like. You would think you would honestly think that that was like normalized or like normal for like our communities, and it's like we felt like we had a better chance to make it to the NBA or the NFL than to be a fucking lawyer or a doctor or anything like that. Like that's how I grew up. Like those things didn't even seem real to me. Those were like fake ass jobs to me that I was never going to be qualified for.
Unattainable. Just like they thought the president was the same. Then Obama, he gets elected. I definitely know black people never thought that was going to happen. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I think, and that's the same thing with this esports shit. Like I feel like Obama did that with, becoming the president. The same thing applies to esports that we can do. Like, you know what I mean? Like give somebody hope. Like, cause there's so much opportunity and it's not just playing the game. We talk about this all the time. There's so many jobs in this shit. You know what I mean? Social media, you know what I mean? The freaking coordinators and GMs and Ryan over there, content directors.
100%. I think it all starts with guys like us, everybody in the community, and making sure we keep representing. And then another thing I would like to see more is integration into the school systems, especially inner city school systems.
Exactly.
Before I got down here, I did a couple of chats with I talked to a full school district about esports. I talked to KU, but the first one that I did, it was mostly like inner city kids and inner city schools and things like that. And it hit different because before I got into like high school, I was in inner city schools. I spent my last 2 years in like better schools because of football and academics, but
that's what sports does for the culture.
100%.
Better opportunities because you're better at sports.
Like I said, it wasn't about no. I'm going out here to be a fucking straight A student, to go be a doctor, to go get. It wasn't none of that.
He's
it was
good at football, so he gets to go to better school and play with this team.
100%. That's all it was. I mean, it's either growing up for us. For a lot of us, it's literally you go be an athlete or a rapper, or it's bust, or you're gonna be on the streets.
And that's how that's how you rose up, from the ashes, they would say. Because even like private schools, they'd be all white, and the only black kid they'd be on the basketball team, football team, on scholarship.
Yep.
but those same opportunities aren't available everywhere. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, and education isn't the same everywhere. I didn't even realize that until I got to New Orleans, because Texas has pretty good schools, like public schools, but New Orleans, you got to go to a private school because you are not going to get the proper education at a public school. And I'm not down to any of them. I'm just saying, like, they're like, "Nah, Kenny, you have to send little KB to like private school," and that's why you see, you know, guys like Odell went to Newman High School where the Mannings went. But no, I just think there's just so much. There's just a whole new avenue, a whole new, you know, what's the word I want to say? A route, you know what I mean? That especially black, like, kids in that culture, like, they don't even understand, like, the opportunities. And I feel like since we are, like, the only ones, it's our job to, like, show that. You know what I mean? 100%. That's a big responsibility.
Well, that's why I think that they need to get it in schools too. And I don't know how it needs to be integrated. I know, like, one of my old high schools reached out about a year ago and asked me to kind of come in and talk about it and help them set up their esports program. So I'm starting to see that a little bit more. I'm sure you are too, like with high schools and
my gosh, bro.
colleges. Like, everybody's trying to figure out exactly how to integrate this new industry into their programs and into their how they kind of operate their schools.
It's got to be directly integrated because with the digital transformation of the world, it's all going that way. Regardless, like education, that's always me and Kaylee were arguing because she was like, "Get Kari off the iPad." I'm like, "Why can't he read the book on the iPad? What's the difference?" No, we want to do hard copy. I mean, why? That's just like, because one day we're gonna be gone and the whole world is gonna be completely technology. So he might as well set him up for success. Now, do I think you need to, completely devote all your time to video games and not be healthy and work out and live a clean lifestyle? No, but you can do both. I've done it. I played in the NFL and I was gaming just as much. You know what I mean? Like, I think educating and changing that stigmatism is a big part of it too. Like, the school systems would have it if the stigma wasn't, it's lazy. Like, if that changes, it's like, oh, this is part of the curriculum.
But I feel like it's like, I honestly feel like with the older generation, like, it's too late for that shit. We need to stop.
Weed them out.
Well, but I feel like it's not even we need to attack with knowledge on the youth. We need to attack with knowledge on the older generation.
That's why I said the parents with, like, transparency, even with contracts, even transparency with, like, what are these creators making? Nobody knows. Like, sometimes you'll see a Jake Lucky or Dexterito report, like, such and such made this sponsorship deal, but nobody really talks about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no Adam Schefter reporting somebody signed a 4-year, $40 million deal. And a lot of times, that right there alone is the motivation for a lot of kids. Like, oh, there's money in it. Like, you see sometimes now, like, teachers, right, they're way underpaid. And you'll see parents say, yeah, you're not doing that. Like, back then it was like the starter pack job. You know what I mean?
I feel like our industry is like a too good to be true. I mean, it is a too good to be true type of industry. Like, I didn't think I'd be right here. I'm sure you didn't think you were going to retire to start a video game, a fucking competitive video game company.
But but the thing about gaming and esports, it's everything. It's the fashion. It's sports. You know what I mean? It's you're being with your friends, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, collaborating, culture. Like, and that's where it gets misconstrued too. It's like the difference between, like, the gaming community and esports gets mixed up way too much. Like, being an esport player, to me, that's still the top 1% of the 1%. Like, don't get it twisted. But that's not even where the bread is, bro. It's everything around it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yo, okay, I gotta hop in this call.
Shit, we good.
I was gonna say that was like a good. That was all we. I
don't want to go too long anyway, because we're gonna start talking about the same shit.